thumbs up in the chat. Oh, put a thumbs up in the chat. Oh. Yes, yes, yes. This is what Professor this and that. Because this is going to be sort of detailed. Sorry to do that to you, but that's what we're going to have to do. What's good with it? What's good with it? Yes, let's see who we got in the building. Well, hey, Star. Hey, Mom Life Love. Hi, I am Queen. Hey, Cotton Candy. Hey, Smoothie. Hey, Sonya Davis. And to everybody that's looking in the window, make sure you like me up. And I'm going to go out there and check those likes because, tell you, I done caught some shit. Yeah, so listen. So this isn't really a freestyle. I had to read some of this stuff. I want to, I always want to make sure that I'm getting closer and closer to accuracy, right? I'm speaking absolutes or none of that shit, but I want to make sure, we get it close to right as possible, right? And being right doesn't always mean it's just one answer. It's one hypothesis. That's not what it means. Not when it comes to this type of shit with some of this stuff with this legal shit. That's not what it is. But hey Tim Harry. yeah. I got some requests for first shift. I think right now we on second shift. I'm getting there. Hey BCB. So listen. This will be a Team Kales versus Team Lock Kales Up type of live. Woo! That's all I'm going to say. But let's get to the hot topic of the past 48 hours. This goddamn money. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. We ain't going to never be free from one another. We ain't going to. I be trying to break free. Me and JoJo be trying to escape through the Underground Railroad, through the goddamn tunnel. We be trying to swim in the Rambo motherfucking lake and shit. Hide in the predator bushes and shit. And it always, we always get caught. Oh shit. We always get caught. I don't care how we be trying to escape. Boy, like a mother, we like, God damn, can we escape? Can we escape? Damn. Can we get on that starship that Debo raps about and gone? Can we get on that motherfucker and just get the hell on? Huh? Damn. Hey, Rockin'. So listen. Now, what I'm going to say, I don't know if it's going to be popular or not. I don't give a shit. But let me check them thumbs up. Let me see how they like me up. Come on, I'm gonna have to get a little bit more of them likes. Y'all have to like me up a little bit more. Team Kels, go ahead, because this is gonna be good for you too. I'll be finding some shit for y'all ass. Come on, Team Kels. Ain't nobody there to tell you can't do it. You there by yourself. Just look around. Ain't nobody there. Just go on, hit the like button. Come on, Team Kels. Come on, Team. Come on, Team Kels. Come on, Team Kels. And Team Lock Kels Up. Y'all ain't gonna like some of this shit. But go ahead. Some of this shit gonna be good for you too. So come on, Team Lock Kels Up. Come on, Team Lock Kels Up. Come on, mama baby. Come on, pussyfoot. Come on. Yeah, because these text messages. Come on. Come on, Team Lock Kels Up. Come on. Yes, come on. Yeah, I know you could do it. Ain't nobody there. Ain't nobody watching you. Go ahead and hit that like me up. Ain't nobody there. Thank you so much. Oh Lord, what's good with it, Miss Lady T? Hey, Granny. Child, they be like, they on me with that bullshit. They're like, what that bitch got to say today? I'm keeping a scorecard on that hoe. It better be even too, bitch. Sorry, it will never be even because somebody got to win and somebody got to lose. Somebody gonna make the better points and some people are not. But let's get to this money. Let's get to this money. So this is just my take on it. I think that the request is 100% legit. And the reason why I say that about the money, about the $3,100. First of all, it's a specified amount. Second of all, it's a time frame. So that leads me to believe that is a pressing issue. And ain't nobody gonna come up with that off kilter amount and not have it like it's not be real or true. They ain't that bright. So no. And due to the request it's been saying it's going to the goddamn MDC, then it's going to R. Kelly. So what's the problem? You support R. Kelly. You've been sending the money. So why not send? What's the big deal about whatever? And how? And I understand that J-Bo came out and said Mr. Kelly isn't asking for one penny. That doesn't. I mean, her client doesn't have to tell her the things that evolves or goes on outside of the case. Like if it's not affecting the case, her client doesn't have to tell her that. He could have got on the phone with somebody and said, "Hey, I need $3,100 on the low. See, can you get? Listen, this is some nigga shit. This ain't the Weinstein and Epstein and all these type of people that have the friends and the distinguished gentlemen and shit like that can cut a check. This is nigga shit. This a nigga case. It done been niggified. It done been super nigga, and that's what it is. So it's not far fetched for R. Kelly to get on the phone and say, "Hey, I'm gonna need $3,100 by the 20th." That sounds like a repossession or something. There ain't no hospital bill and shit. There ain't no deductible because you can go there to the ER and shit charge it to the game and say, "I ain't got it," but I can put something on it. I got a little credit card or something. I can slide you or $50 or the $100 deductible. I can do that. But I'm just saying. So I think that the request is 100% real. I think it's not going to hurt. Um, they won't freeze his money unless there is a court order to do so to freeze an inmate's trust account. So it has to be some type of court order, and that is rare. That's rare because that money or whatever that's coming in got to be kind of connected to some type of open investigation or money that they deem, like, just say they're trying, like they're sending money to him to try to avoid like putting money into a bank account where that bank account is already has a seizure on it. So that type of thing, right? But until and if his inmate trust account has a freeze on it, I'm pretty sure the attorneys will let you know then. They'll let you know that. Somebody got here and tell you. They would say, "Don't send no more money." Because they done got me. Okay? All right? And they have to send his documents to the courthouse to where he lives because that's where he lives. His filings and shit, if he getting a copy of it, it's coming to where he live at. Right now he lives at the MDC. But that doesn't mean that's a court order to freeze his account. That's something totally different. So there's a court order It'll freeze his, they'll freeze his account, for whatever reason. If I were you, if you are helping Mr. R. Kelly, I would send the money. The people that I've seen collecting the money, they seem to be depositing it into his account. The one person I saw, I put it like that. They She's putting it into his account. So I don't see where everybody's passing out and acting like a goddamn fool for. It's not that serious. You know, you can't tell nobody what to do with their money. And if you putting it on his books, if you putting it on his books, who is stealing the money? Who can steal the money from his books? Levi for Kelly? Dana J? Huh? They can't do that. You got to think. And certainly you can outthink these people that don't seem to think very well or have a limited fucking thinking motherfucking shit. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, but that's what it is. That is what it is. So, but that is just my take on the money. What's next? I'm so scared. I'm so scared to talk to y'all about these next topics. We don't talk about R. Kelly. We don't talk about the money. Let's talk about this Rico real quick. Ooh, then the motherfucking text messages, Lord, and the conflict. Ooh, I want to talk about the text messages. Ooh, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Oh Lord. I had to go looking, baby. What? Baby, oh Lord, I'm so glad I looked down on that damn topic. Listen, see the Rico is up next. Baby, I don't want to talk about the text messages. Shit. hey, I, hey, I'd rather talk about anything but them goddamn text messages. Shit, oh Lord. All right, so I delve a little deeper in J Bo's motion, right? Just a little bit, not much. I don't even think I'm gonna put it up on the screen. I didn't do that much. I'm just going by just basic knowledge, right? And I'm going by what we. I'm going by those transcripts because that's the phase we in, where the transcript plays a major part. Okay, like I said, those transcripts, they have to preserve the record, right? Because it's crucial, especially for post conviction remedies. Okay, everything has to be on the record, and you want the attorney wants his objections preserved, so you can show that you try to make an argument. You want those objections preserved and everything that surrounded it. Because that's the part of the record. If that is not there, then when it gets to the post conviction phases, if it's not there, then you can't argue it. So that's why preserving the record is crucial. And when to preserve the record is also crucial, especially when it's objections, you got an argument, you disagree, this, that, and the third, you want to preserve that. Because you're going to most likely argue that up on during the post-conviction motions or an appeal. All right. So, J-Bo, if I can remember, she raised a issue about establishing the whole criteria for Rico, right? First of all, the enterprise has to be established, as well as the pattern of racketeering has to be established. Secondly, the person has, I think she raised the issue about the person being distinct from the enterprise, which means that the person, the individual, has to show some type of racketeering activity. along with the people who they call the managers, whatever, which is a part of that associated in fact type theory, right? So that means that he had to participate in the activities with the people. Now, what Team Kells can do and what Team Lock Kells Up can do can go by and look at count one and see where you think R. Kelly participated. All right. If he had sex, in my opinion, I consider that participation. That will also knock the theory down that you put his sex life on trial, which is not right. If his sex life is illegal with illegal consequences, then of course it should be on trial. And based on the nature, the age, and the predicate acts and the criteria, it can fit comfortably under a RICO. So, and did anybody get that? So y'all understand what I'm saying? So you could kind of tell what under the count one and those 14 acts. I think it's 14. I think it is. You can tell. You can kind of go by and see which ones did R. Kelly participate in, along with the members of the enterprise. That would constitute the racketeering activity. So, if you find that, like with the bribery, now that might be an issue. That might be an issue for Team Lock Kells Up. You know, his presence at the at the marital ceremony, you know, might not be enough because the crime is bribery. Where that's different from the Mann Act with regards to exposure of the sexual transmitted disease, because you know that R. Kelly was a part of that, because they're talking about because they had sex. If you understand what I'm saying, y'all follow me so far? Y'all follow me so far? Let me know if y'all follow me, because I'm trying to not use too much legal ease, which I never do, and just try to use it, explain plain speak. You got it. Okay. So that's how you could tell. You could tell if you're winning. You could tell if you're winning. Just look and see where R. Kelly played a part in the racketeering activities. Then you can see if that RICO is gonna hold up, which parts, or what have you. You can kind of tell that. You know, you got to see what his role was in that. And you can kind of tell. You can have your own little checklist. Right? Oh Lord, I hope them text messages ain't up next. Uh. So it can't be a case. It can't be an act where the government is saying he is the enterprise and he's also the only one that did the crime. That's the whole distinct person rule. That so you can't be that. You can't be both of them at the same time. Can't do that. So If I have to give a score on that, I think the bribery might be an issue. Um, I think the man acts are pretty safe. So I think the man acts are pretty safe. And and as I reflect now back on it, I can see why they was going at that herpes thing so strong, because that's the majority of it. Oh, this herpes this time, and all this, and this man act and stuff like that. That would have knocked out some of the charges, right? So that's how you can get your little develop your little scoreboard as to what if that Rico is gonna stand up. All right. What's next? Oh, let me see. Oh no, the text messages are next. Hell no. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me see. Oh, I done got through it that quick. Damn. Oh no. Oh shit. Okay. So this is just my criteria, what I developed for those text messages. I put it on my board, so I be telling you guys, go look at that board, child. Go look at that bird. Let me tell you what I put on there. I'm just gonna read for what I wrote. These are just the categories to me, just to me now, where these text messages can fall into. Because keep in mind now, J-Bo's argument is that the text messages are real, this, that, and the third. Actually, this is just something extra that we're doing because it is a question, I mean, just quite honestly, about the parenting, right? But J-Bo's argument, it has nothing to do with whether the text messages are real or whatever. She is saying, she's talking about the she's trying to prove that R. Kelly didn't induce and entice, persuade, or coerce Jane Doe number 5. That's what she's using. That's what her argument is for. And just keep in mind that her argument is based on what she considers facts, what she considers the evidence. Doesn't mean that she's right. It doesn't mean that. This is her argument. Remember, strategies, strategies is a shady area sometimes. You can use certain things without confirming, without you saying that they're correct, if they're valid or not. And remember, I don't know if the prosecution would address whether the authentication of them, the validity of them, or the nature. I don't know if they will address that, but they probably would just speak to whether or not it was, her point, her argument, inducing, enticing, persuading, and coercing. I think that's what she's going to. I think that's what the prosecutor is going to speak to. So just keep in mind, just because I'll explain the evidence. I'll get down to that, because I had to go through those transcripts, and I haven't done that. I had to go through those areas, and I caught something. Oh, Lord, they're gonna shut us down. Okay, so for me, I think the text messages falls into these 5 categories, right? And you're just gonna have to require a little thinking. The text messages can be verified as legit, and the nature of them is clearly stated in the text. So what I'm saying is, the mother could have straight up sent these text messages. That's just one scenario. The text messages can be verified as legit, and the nature of them is of a joking nature, and the intent isn't nefarious. Meaning, the text message could have come from the mother, but she was just joking with her almost grown daughter. I'm not saying that's what I would do. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying that's another scenario. 3, the text messages can be verified as legit, but were written under duress or coercion like those letters. Remember, the letters was also introduced as a part of evidence, but they were found to be, the prosecutor said they were fake. They were written, they were off, they had Jane Doe number 5 had, along with, other Jane Does too, but I'm just really talking about Jane Doe number 5 as far as her letters, and I'm not on the screen. So she had participated in those letters, right? But the prosecutor said, and she said that none of that stuff happened in those letters. What I'm saying is that could be the same case with these text messages. You know, we don't know the source. We don't know any of that. So that's what I'm saying. Number 4, the text messages can be verified as legit, but fake due to the manner in which they were created. Right. So that's what I'm saying. We don't know the source. We don't know who created them, where they were taken from, nothing. And the prosecutors don't go into anything like that with regards to these text messages. I'm not talking about when they say she was 18 and all of that. That's clearly in the transcript. That was argued on the floor. That, I believe, was argued in one of those motions. I'm talking about the text messages in question, the one that's found in J-Bo's PCM, which stands for post-conviction motion. And also, some of this might be on that March money giveaway. I'm just saying. Number 5, the text messages can be verified as legit, but can't be confirmed that the mother was the sender or the receiver. That's self-explanatory. We don't know. So what I'm saying is that I am not going to deem somebody as bad parents and this, that, you know what I'm saying, because of the incomplete picture, right? And as I get into it a little bit with these transcripts, because what we know that's on record, you'll see what I'm trying to talk about. But J-Bo is well within her rights to bring this up, right? Now, some of the, when you look at, and with regards to that chain of evidence for 233, right? It's a lot going on with 233. When you see the prosecutor mark it for identification, right? Means they're showing it to, they're showing it. And they continue with the question. And then somewhere down the line, they ask for the exhibit to be published, right? That means so the jury can see it. Or they may say enter it into evidence. That means that it's been accepted as admissible. It's been accepted as admissible. It does not mean that it's factual. That doesn't mean that. It's been accepted as admissible because either side is using it as evidence to present their case, to support their arguments, to support their theory, to support their strategy. It doesn't mean that it is factual. Doesn't mean that. Also, it could be offered as proffered evidence, right? And you may see that from time to time. And that evidence is identified, means it's identified, it's mentioned, but is waiting for a ruling from the judge to see if it will be admissible. So we don't know. Since a lot of we don't knows, and we don't know the nature of any of this stuff. And when I speak about authentication, validity, and the nature, when I say authentication, in my opinion, that means, did it come from the phone? Do we know that it come from the phone? Or wherever it came from? Was it authenticated? When I say validity, who sent it? Do we know who sent it? Are we sure that we know who sent it? And the nature or the intent, like what was the purpose? What was the purpose of the text message? Was it a joke? Was it some serious business? Was it extortion? What was it? But this has nothing to do with J-Bo's argument. That's what I'm saying. J-Bo's argument is she's using that as her theory. Okay? She's trying to paint a narrative and trying to turn it into a logical perception. That's what she's using that. So she's saying, he, based on these text messages, and they have been confirmed, the authentication hasn't been done. The validity and nature hasn't been. When I say done, I mean argued in court, and they're going back and forth. That's what I mean. None of that has been done. They weren't even mentioned. Reference, I'm not even sure. But they weren't, because I didn't go through to try to find if there was a GX233 in the transcript. It could be. It could have, they could have put it in at some point. But again, it doesn't mean that they are factual. Doesn't mean that. So have I lost anybody? What's good with it? What's good with Miss Tears? What's good with it? I told you I was going to get to it. And if it was published to the jury, they was published to the jury, entered in as evidence, then that means the jury saw it. It was just marked for identification. That doesn't necessarily mean that the jury, that it was entered in as evidence. That doesn't mean that. It just mean that it was just marked for identification. And that's what I believe J-Bo is saying. GX233 is just marked for identification. So again, this is her argument, and so y'all, I told you about about what I feel is just the nature. I just think it's too soon, and it wasn't deliberated on the floor. It wasn't nothing. It wasn't argued. On the floor. So we don't know. They never did add it as a part of the case, and about the her being saying she's 18 or whatever. There's a whole context with that. That is referring to something else. And here's the thing, with regards to, did you tell me it was 18 and all this, that, and the third? And I'm gonna get down to it. They argued, they spoke about that. They examined that in court. They examined nothing about the text messages that J-Bo is referring to. All right. So make sure y'all like me up now. Got to get into the text messages a little bit more, because it don't stop there. I can't believe I'm breezing through this quick. Hold on, I want to make sure I don't leave nothing out. I had to write something down. Now, J Bo, I'm gonna have to. I might put this on the screen. All right. Let me see. Text. Oh no, y'all. I'm looking for the text. Okay. All right. I'm gonna put this on the screen real quick. Which one is this? Okay. Let me pop this on the screen real quick. It says show. Okay. Now I'll make it big and I'm not on the screen. So now here. When and this is she referenced it at page 781 in the transcripts. All right. I'll start from here. It says on April 11th, 2015, Jane attended one of the defendant's concerts in Orlando, Florida. After the show, somebody provided Jane with the defendant's phone number. Jane attempted to text the number on the phone and gave the paper to her mother. Although Jane did not reach the defendant, Jane's mother began texting the defendant posing as her 17-year-old daughter. Jane eventually communicated directly with the defendant via FaceTime and told the defendant that she was 18 years of age. Okay. Now, I got to go to the transcripts real quick. Now, as I'm waiting for I'm not on the screen, so I'm waiting for the transcripts to come up because transcripts are thick. All right. What I call on page 780. I thought in the prosecution's direct on that last line or close to the last line, if I'm not mistaken, it hasn't popped up yet. Hold on. Okay, there it is. Well, I'll wait for it to do whatever it does. Okay, because I can remember this. On page 780, the prosecution spends time pointing out that the phone that Azrael, Jane Doe number 5, never saw the phone after she left her family's home. Now, the reason I'm pointing that out, now I don't know if J-Bo is going to catch this and seize on it, but you can tell of course, she read his transcripts. And she starts citing shit around about, like on page 781. So I know she had to horn in on 780. She's saying, it's said, this is the prosecutor asking Azrael, when did you last see this phone? Pretty much, if this slow ass computer can get up there. Hold on. Okay. All right. Now this, you always got to watch because they slick. They slick as grease. Let me read this section. Question. Now, before you met with the government or first met with the government, when did you last see that phone that's in evidence as Government Exhibit 233? Answer. The last time I saw that phone was in Florida before I left my family. Question. Okay. Do you remember when that was? Answer. It was probably June or July. Question. Of what year? Answer. 2015. Question. And did you use that phone after you left it in Florida with your family? Answer. I did not. Okay. As talented as J-Bo is, when the argument, if the argument comes up with regards to the authentication, the validity, and the nature of that particular text message that she included in that post-conviction motion, I would be surprised if she doesn't if horn in on the fact that as Jane Doe number 5 said she hadn't seen that phone since she left Florida. That means she hadn't used it or anything of that nature, and try to say that it's a more convincing argument that somebody, most likely the mother, was the author and the receiver back and forth of those text messages that she referenced. The prosecutor can also come back and say, well, you can't verify that to be true. You can't say for certain that it was her. You can say we can authenticate that it came from this phone, but you can't say it was her. Okay, they can do that. And then, or they can say, if they say, well, okay, it did come from her, but the nature of it was a joke. But that's very, to me, I mean, the prosecutor probably tried to get in front of it to say, like, okay, trying to protect Jane Doe number 5, her involvement or her image a little bit, trying to separate her from that phone, because whatever is on that phone, it could make Jane Doe number 5 look, look shady, could call into question her testimony. You have to be careful for, with all of that. But somebody as skilled as J-Bo, she may use that to her benefit. I'm just saying. Now, when you get down to, I'm not on the screen, y'all, so I apologize. But when you get down to 796, this is on the screen. I think I still got y'all looking at the PCM. But when you get down to 796 in the transcript, whenever I get there. And for the record, sidebars, when you see sidebars where the court reporter is there and they're recording, that means that, it's on the record. If you see a sidebar, and you don't see nothing or whatever, that means it's off the record. They'll usually indicate that in the transcript. It means it's off the record. So it's away from the jury. The jury won't hear it. So, in 796. All right. All right, let me start here at line 18. It's question. And did you continue to communicate with him by phone? Answer. I did. Yes. Question. How? Answer. Via text message and phone calls. Question. After you met with the defendant at the Dolphin Hotel, did you mother, probably your mother, continue to text the defendant pretending to be you? As far as you know, at least. Answer: she did not. No. So, question: now, in the few days after you met the defendant, do you recall sending the defendant a video? Answer: I do. Question: what video did you send to the defendant? Answer: the defendant had asked me to send a more a video of my singing in my underwear and bra. Question: did you do that? Answer: I did, yes. Question: did you? What, if any, other videos did you send the defendant? Answer: I sent him videos of me dancing, singing, and more videos of me performing. So what that tells me, at that time, Jane Doe number 5 took over the sending and the whatever of the video. So she took it over from her mother. Also in here, when you read down in these transcripts, the police coming to the room. Well, if I were a bad parent, I wouldn't be sending no police to the hotel room. If my if I want to pull off some kind of extortion scheme, or trying to um really induce, entice, persuade, or coerce, I wouldn't be sending no cops to the hotel. I definitely wouldn't be trying to get arrested at no place. I wouldn't be going all around the town, whatever, trying to look for them. I'm not saying, you know, they only give you a parenting manual after the child's been born. So not, yeah, you have common sense, this, that, and the third, whatever. Yeah, I get all that, and I factor in all of that. But I'm looking at the actions completely, as a total, as a whole. And I think it might be too early, but definitely unfair to paint someone as a bad parent based on this. Just based on this. Because, like I said, J-Bo isn't even talking about the whether it's authenticated, the misauthenticated, valid, or the nature of them. She's only talking about the trying to prove that it wasn't Mr. Kelly, because that's one of the elements. She's trying to knock that out. And she's saying that if this were used in that as a part of the defense strategy, then maybe it could have accumulated enough reasonable doubt. Remember, I told y'all before this trial even started a couple years ago that with this particular case, this one in New York, now not the one in Chicago so much, but this one in New York, that it's reasonable doubt that's already built into the case. All they have to do is build onto that. So those are some of the things that I wanted to point out with regards to them damn text messages. And I'm coming on back around the front. That's just my reason and my rationale about it. Not saying that I'm right, but I think I gave at least 5 categories to where I'm back around the front now, to where a you know you can give a reasonable thought on how this legal process works, and what this is a game of winning. It's a game, so somebody got to win. Somebody got to win, somebody got to lose. And strategies are important. And I said also years back that this case would be a strategy forward case for the defense, because there ain't too much you could do about that evidence. just wish it that it go away. They just got by every form of evidence is possible in the legal system. So that is just my take on the text message. Now I want to talk about the conflict. And Mr. Keller would love this if he were here, and he's not, because he's off doing important stuff. I miss my little partner in crime. We're not really so much crime because we too nerdy to commit crimes, but you know what I'm saying. So I want to talk to you about the conflict. And I dug out in my head where the prosecution may be able to battle with the amendment, that Sixth Amendment. Okay? This is just my opinion. Not saying it'll show up or whatever, just my opinion. Just these lives, I think I refer to them as recorded opinions, right? Sometimes I'll be wanting to jump on here and just because it's easier than just making a video and upload it. Yeah, I can just do a live without anybody being in here and just have a recorded opinion and in the button and YouTube and stream. I'll do all the work. But with regards to that conflict, with regards to Attorney Becker, the prosecution may be able to challenge that Sixth Amendment based on challenging the language. Challenging the language, the expression, right? So, the prosecution can argue whether a conflict even existed, just to get around that Sixth Amendment. The prosecution, that's number one. Number two, the prosecution can argue whether the unwaivable conflict would prejudice the case, and did it happen as a current or former representative of that client? And did R. Kelly consent to that conflict at that cursio? Number three, is the conflict present at the time of representation? And number four, they can challenge whether or not an attorney-client relationship was ever formed. Did it exist? So when I think about it a little bit and say all I need to do is think about some shit sometimes. Sometimes, I can't do it in real time. I have to go look at it and think about it. So if the prosecution can successfully argue those points, and whether it was, and whether it's a current or former, representation of the client, either one, if they establish, like, okay, there was a client attorney relationship formed, right? All right. Was it current at the time of the conflict, or was it former, or whatever? So they have some room to argue that conflict and challenge that Sixth Amendment, but they can challenge it based on the language. Okay. So with that being said, I'm kind of now looking more to the favor that the prosecution probably got a 60% chance of winning that conflict argument. The problem, and I told Keller this over a week ago. The two issues that I have, the first, from what I read thus far, and I still haven't read this stuff, either one of them completely. I just, skim through it. But the two issues that I told him that I would have problems with is one, those jurors. That would be number one. And two, those conflict. That would, to me, would be a problem for Team Lock Hells Up. And with regards to those jurors, that's kind of hard, right? Because you got Judge Donnelly, her role as a federal judge, right? And this is at the federal level. She could have excused those people, or either side. So she didn't take any, you know, any do anything to get rid of those jurors that presented a problem when it came to being unbiased. She didn't do that. So at the state level, it's up to the either side to ask for you know, the people to the jurors to be dismissed. But at the federal level, she also can play a part. Using her judgment, saying that this juror isn't fit to serve. Because so what was going to play a major role is, and we have to know what were the questions and the sub questions. We need to know what was asked and how those jurors answered it. And at the very bottom, if that last sub question didn't determine whether that person could be unbiased, then there could be a problem. So you may be looking at an acquittal. I'm just keeping it honest. But I think that jury is going to be the strongest, and then the conflict comes number two, and then let's see what else she raised. And I'm lumping, for some reason, I'm lumping the acquittal and new trial together, because I haven't read both of them to see which is where, what is where. So, but yeah. So, well, James, it's not about finding 12 jurors that haven't heard anything about the case. That's not it. That's why I said that's not it. The thing about it is finding jurors that can be unbiased. I don't care if you heard about the case. I don't care if you've had you're a victim yourself. I don't care if you are, you know, whatever. And surviving R. Kelly isn't an automatic qualifier to me. To me, I kind of disagree with her with that. To me, that's not an automatic qualifier. Should you probably have disqualified those people? Yeah. But it's not automatic. You just want to have somebody that can say, I can be unbiased. They don't waver or hesitate with giving you that answer, giving you that response. I can be unbiased. I can be unbiased. So, um, let me check them likes. Ah, shit. I ain't even tell y'all. Okay, so it's by half and half. So I should have a whole bunch of likes from both sides. I ain't tell y'all to take the thumbs up and shove them up your ass because it's already in position to shove. Mm-mm. Yeah, I need some more of them likes. Like me up. I need at least 3 more. I had to actually stay for about 2 hours looking at this shit. Yep. Mm-mm. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yes, come on. Why I got to ask y'all? Y'all got me up here begging, begging like a trick. I'm tricking for likes. Don't reduce me to that. Tricking for likes. Let me go and drop that funky ass link. Oh, I got through that in an hour or so. Hour and 15. So y'all, let me tell you something. I thoroughly enjoyed what's the name of the group? The guys, lawyers, or something like that. Somebody can drop their link if you want to. Also, make sure y'all drop y'all links and all of that. Make sure you pay attention to the banner that's scrolling to the side. It's going to tell you how to donate to R. Kelly as well as how to donate to Sweet Feet McGee's wife, Janine, who we absolutely adore. Let's see. Let me go out and pin this. Yeah, oh, thank y'all for the likes. Thank you so much. So much. I think likes, it kind of tells you that your time, whether it's controversial or not, whatever, is appreciated. And also, I like to thank everybody for their continuous participation, y'all support. um when y'all be telling me, because my ass don't be in these streets. I don't know who's who, what's what, or where's where, and I get a lot of links and stuff telling me what's going on, as far as what live is up and what they're talking about, whatever. So I appreciate that. And with that's how I was able to, because I got a couple of links from those guys, right? The dude and his dad. And as you can, and I would listen. I enjoyed that. So I got there late, right? And I haven't. I went and saw, started it over, and then I didn't haven't seen it all because I want to get this done and get this out of my head for today. Because listen, my students are on cruise control now on the second half of the semester, so they're just taking a test and whatever. So the system is doing that grading. Hallelujah, thank you. Hallelujah, thank you. Okay, so and our structure as far as how we dig up through those cases, so it was so similar. When I heard that man say, he hasn't read it, this is his real reaction. He's gonna do, in real, pretty much obviously I'm doing it in real time. I enjoyed that. That is so how they found the points, different little things or whatever, and trying to see what she's trying to say, because it's difficult when you're not the attorney of record. You don't have the case files or anything in front of you. You just trying to figure out what the fuck they trying to say. You're trying to figure out their strategy and things of that nature. To hear somebody else that is just as detailed, that was refreshing, and I enjoyed that. So thank you. Shout out to Karen J. Karen J kept on sending me a link, a link every time from them. I said, okay, she must be really want me to go over there and figure it out. I didn't know that he did it live, because I so happened to click on the link right then as I got it, and I saw that it was live. I was like, oh shit, this is straight here. And he went over a lot of the terms that we've already discussed here: mens rea, actus reus. I don't think he's talking about actus reus, but actus reus is behavior. Mens rea is the mindset, the intent. Oh, thank you, Smoothie. So I was like, yeah, no, who? Oh, Eric Brown. Oh, you said that. Oh, that was the it's called the lawyers, or we like, or something like that. It was the dude and his father, and then he had some other attorneys sitting with them, and they disagreed sometimes. They, it was very, I was like, okay, this is what I'm talking about. It is so refreshing when you hear other attorneys come out here and get into the paperwork, just get into the breakdown. He do the skim through like I do. He looks for the argument like I do. And it's just that's just what it is. That's just what it is. And that's just a old school kind of way of doing things. Cause it's been a long time since I've been in anybody's court. And even listen, I'm so glad I opted out for a guaranteed paycheck and was the one that tried to keep you out of court. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. I'm the deal maker. Okay, I'm the negotiator. All right, want nothing to do with that. So, but yeah, I found that very refreshing. That was make sure y'all. Oh, the lawyer, That's right. That's what it is. Lawyer. So, um, yeah. Who Eric Brown is. Eric Brown is the what? The R. Kelly lookalike. That picture. Eric Brown had put up a picture on Levi's that was so. I mean, Jojo asked me. He said, "No." I said, "No." I asked him. I said, "Jojo, you know who that is?" He said, "That's R. Kelly." I said, That's Ed Brown." He like, "What?" I was like, "Yes, that's Ed Brown. That ain't R. Kelly. Ain't R. Kelly." As Tim Savage would say, R. Kelly. That's Ed Brown. Yes, he was good. And thank you, Kayla, for the man. Y'all give so much sweet, good messages, whatever. And the fact it's not the too much of the compliments, which of course I appreciate, but it's the fact that y'all recognize that y'all had heard that information before. So that means somebody listening. And all I need is just one person to listen and to retain. That's all I need. Somebody to listen and retain, and that's all. That's good enough for me. It's not that I'm coming out here trying to um you know free R. Kelly this and third. Only an ignorant person would think that anything that we do outside of the courthouse it will free R. Kelly. It's in the court that will free R. Kelly, and we are not on record. We are not hired by R. Kelly or the prosecutors to do any of that. We can't be. So it is so crazy. We're just out here sharing our opinions, our information, applying whatever skill or knowledge that you have to the game. Some people can do it, some people can't, or whatever. It's no big deal. In the end, they're all opinions. Whether it's based on knowledge of the legal system, knowledge of the case, just how you feel. It's all opinions. So it should be welcome and not discriminated against or not made as if it's negative. You have some of these ignorant ass people keep hollering about, oh, he has attorneys. Why y'all talking about the case? And when they turn around and talk about the case and try to get into it and break it down. And it's just, shit. The insecurity shit is so fucking crazy around here. It's just crazy. Yeah, but I got through that really quick. Where Egg Brown, the setup word is not what we use around these parts because that is actually indicating that he's guilty. If you're saying that he was a frame up, that's something totally different. You're indicating that he's innocent. All right, go ahead on James Harris. Slang that knowledge. Slang that knowledge, your peanut head, James Harris. James Harris ain't coming with the jokes today. He's coming with the information. He's coming with the facts. He got it out before I got it out. Thank you, Karen J. Thank you. Thank you. TY is in the building. TY. So so I found that, I found those two. And the guy's father, he is so good. I was like, wow. I wanted to listen to him, but I got to go back and finish playing it from where I left off in the beginning. But when you have people that can come out and talk about those facts, I hope Sylvia bring back that black attorney. I mean, they mistreated him so they treat him so bad over there. He gave his opinion based on his legal expertise, and shit, they was ready to kill his ass. Especially when he said one man can be an enterprise, I'm like, thank you, Jesus. Says it right there in the statute. And J-Bo and said not one time that one man can't be no enterprise. She's arguing something completely different. She's arguing um the uh the personal rule. So did anybody understand anything I said today? I didn't say if you agree with it. I said if you understood. So remember, when you're looking at those transcripts, you'll see something that says identified. That means they're just going through it, whatever. And when they said offered or entered in the evidence or something like that, or published, that means that the jury is going to see it. So the jury is going to be able to use that as a part of their deliberation. So remember, this is a case about strategies. Everything they use in court does not mean that it is deemed, like true, like it's real. It's real, but what I mean real as, yeah, this happened. Uh-uh. You got to do something. Okay. You got to. This is one of these cases where you got. I mean, may the best strategy win. You kind of look at it as strategy versus theory. Well, strategy versus theory. Strategy versus theory. I'll just leave it there. Strategy versus theory. So let me see the scorecard. So the prosecutor may win the conflict. They may lose the jury argument. I don't know what else. What else was there, y'all? Real quick, let me see. What did the new trial argue? What was the arguments with the new trial? Okay, the new trial is the one about the. So there, that's where the voir dire, the jurors, the conflict with the jurors, and and the and the conflict with Nicole. So that's the new trial. I think I told you I don't read this shit. And let me see. With this, the acquittal, the arguments with the acquittal are failure to fight to prove Rico, fail to prove the counts well, she made this easy for me. Thank you, J-Bo. Okay, so I think that this is just my opinion. I think that the acquittal will fall flat. So that's acquittal. That means okay, that's it. He's free and clear. Okay, in this New York trial, that don't mean that he's going anywhere because that he has a hold on him. But if you're talking about the racketeering, we went over that. I see she addressed. I'm looking at her table of contents. I see she addressed Geronda and all of that. Just a couple things. I hear. I'm not on the screen. I hear people say that R. Kelly didn't sleep with some of these accusers. Right now, when he slept with him, that wasn't even challenged in court. All right. So again, I told y'all a long time ago. Pay attention to what these attorneys do in court. Not really what they say on at the press conference, only what they say in court. I've never heard an attorney say that he didn't sleep with any of these people. I'm not saying whether they were underage or whatever. That's not my point. And it's like, as far as Geronda, they kept saying, "Oh, she only slept with Bubba." Well, why the hell would she have to go to R. Kelly house to sleep with Bubba? That don't make no sense. Why would she have to go to R. Kelly house to sleep with Bubba all the time? We ain't gonna sleep at Bubba's house if you're just having sex with Bubba. That don't make no sense. I don't know how we think. Your emotions and your illogical thinking will never, and your delusions will never free him. He won't even have a chance. You're actually doing him a disservice and bringing up extra shit. Because a smart person, especially a prosecutor, I'm coming back around the front. When you be yelling out all that stupid shit, a prosecutor can sit up there and find something, like especially when you be, when everybody talking about, well, he didn't marry Leah, whatever. That wasn't the argument. That wasn't the charge. Now they could find something, they might be able to find something with regards to that. Some extra to charge on his ass just because you brought it up. Damn, stick to the paperwork. Let me see. So I think the acquittal will fall flat. I think the best chance will be, since I see how she has it divided up, the best chance would be a new trial, because that addresses the conflict, um, the conflict as well as the unqualified jurors. So it's 1-1. It's 1-1. So no one has hit the link. I enjoyed y'all time today. I hope y'all got something out this somewhat serious of nature live. Let me go through and acknowledge some more people before I get out of here. Yeah. Yeah, McDime. Yeah, you say, well, we was just, this was just a little joke with my almost grown daughter. Yeah, so well, Eric, okay, but I mean, like, when you say get money, do you mean get money through lawsuits? Because if it's get money through lawsuits, although those lawsuits aren't an admission of guilt, but it's a pattern when you got a whole bunch of them talking about the same shit with different people. Or you talking about getting money because I'm with you, and you're gonna have to pay for his ass. Is that what you're talking about? You gonna have to give. You gonna have to break me out a pocketbook or something several times a month. So, so what's up, Karen J? Keep in the building. What's up, Take. Okay. Oh, look, I'm a whispers all in here. Kayla, Karen. Hey, Eric, I speak to you again. What's up, Mike? Mike, Dime. Peter. Hey, Peter. Hey, Stilettos. Tears. Tears has insomnia too. Oh, no problem, Black Girl Beauty. Thank you for coming on through, honey. Oh, who else? Hey, Jennifer. Oh, hey, honey. Hey, Queen Christy. Queen Christy. I got old big head James Harris. His ass. Hey, hey, K Sierra. Is that? Hey, Mama Baby. Hey, Pumpkin. Let me see what else. Hey, Granny. Hey, Libby J. Thank you once again, Smoothie. Child, no, Libby. They ain't gonna be accustomed to things in this sector, honey. I hope they don't run the white people away. Them people ain't used to this shit. Hey, True Strong. Oh, no problem. I said I was gonna get a second shift in for y'all. I did several. Hey, Mertice Ballon. Make sure y'all like me up. So I don't. For some, how come Dottie's name is always in something and her ass be I don't know where she be hiding out at. We got to find where's Dottie's channel or anyone knows Dottie's channel or whatever. Can What's up, Watermelon Man? Atmos, giving them slices. What's up, Just V? Atmos, you look like you losing a couple plaques, honey. Atmos, we need to. Oh, thank you, Peter. We need to put some of them get Atmos some plats. We need to start a defense fund for Atmos plats because I told you by the time we be done with this, he's gonna be down to a low haircut. Atmos ain't gonna be having no plats. He gonna be down to a low haircut. But that Atmos, I know you thought you was gonna get you some dookie braids. Well, you start fucking with them that damn paperwork, your ass is gonna be down here to a low haircut. Your ass gonna be fucked up right here. Right, Black Girl Beauty, yeah. The yeah, Deboski. I see him spazzing. You okay, you ain't spazzing out. Let me see. Deboski, take that medicine. Yeah, there is but you know what? Like I tell people, um, don't if the people are not saying it under the penalty of perjury or under oath, can't really technically call it a lie with regards to the legal process, perjury. But if you're lying, you're lying. If you're telling different stories, whatever, about the same situation, you're lying. Hey, I am Queen. Hey, Miss Mo, you snuck up in here. Hey, Vanetta M. Hey, Felicia. I'm almost to the top. Okay. Hey, Justin. Hey, Lowen. Hey, Progress 2 times. Hey, Dolores. I got Miss Lady T. I remember saying that. Hey, Regina White. Hey, Rockin'. I got to be coming to the top now. God damn. Okay, I like to make sure I do that. Who told me to go? Who told you that you can go live early? Girl, I be having requests, honey. I be having requests that want me to do a second shift or first shift. Like, Lord, you know me, I'm always the one to try to accommodate. Yeah, Club Blue wants to thank y'all for coming on in and supporting. They always support me in these ways. So make sure you do all of these things to do these things. They keep it what lit, whether they scrolling or they hitting that funky ass link. We are always live. And as a reminder, please do all those things and thank you and say what's up to Club White, who made a strong showing today. We didn't have to go Club Black. That's when my name would change. Once again, this is our channel. I thank you for your support. And I just love this particular little graphic right here. I just love it because it's shooting out to you. It's so cute to me. It's so cute. And we keep it lit when we are live. And make sure y'all please, please, please check out that community board. I putting a lot of time in it. And it's very stuff I be covering on there. A lot of stuff won't make the live, so a lot of stuff is just a rollover thought. I rolled over and I thought about it and I put it on that community board. Oh, thank you. Thank you, y'all. Thank you, Stilettos. So make sure, I think, I really, 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 really think that that money that they're collecting is valid, is legit. R. Kelly doesn't have a freeze order on his account. Um, when when they send when those lawsuits are settled, it explicitly tells you somewhere, usually somewhere in the back, what they concede. They'll tell you if they can't get no money from what they listed, they'll tell you the other options, the alternative method of they're gonna get their money. In very rare occasions, not I ain't gonna say very rare, that they will mess with an inmate's commissary. Usually it's here, really here in Florida. It's usually due to some type of open investigation, and they think that it's something suspicious with that money that's being deposited. Then they'll put a freeze on it, or they'll send out a court order telling you that the saying that, hey, we're gonna garnish, we're gonna seize your commissary. We ain't gonna let your ass have no more honey bun and make calls. But that's a whole process. That's a whole legal process. A legal process which the lawyers would be involved in. Meaning, most likely, the lawyers will come out and tell you that his accounts have been frozen. If no one has said that, as much as the lawyers like to communicate with the public with regards to this case, then it's safe to say that he is still getting money on that for his commissary. And think about this: when all of those lawsuits that require some type of requested some type of garnishment or attachment of that nature, they have come to pass while he's been in there. So of course they would have included that in the paperwork. So don't take it from me, don't take it from nobody, whatever around here. Go look in the paperwork. See if they say they're gonna garnish his motherfucking inmate trust fund, his commissary account. See if they say that. Wait for the attorney to say it has been frozen. If not, you can assume that it is free and it's and free and clear for you to give and post it on his books. And if you're putting it on his books, you want to donate to him anyway, then there's no harm. That's no defense fund or none of that. So there is no harm to give in that method. And I believe that the people, or one person I saw that has collected thus far via means of that person's Cash App, has put that money on his books. So I'm just saying. You got to think about some shit. You can't just take what no one says. Doesn't matter. Um, doesn't matter that the judge told RSK that he would not be eligible for an appeal based on the hearing if he chose to continue with Nicole as a counsel. All right. Not as far as the argument which J-Bo is raising. J-Bo is raising that due to the conflict and based on the Sixth Amendment, she shouldn't have ever been seated. So she's saying that that's an unwaivable conflict, meaning she didn't have a meaning that she should by the judge. That is, in my opinion, what I believe she did that. But I also went over during this live which that conflict. It's gonna have to deal with when it existed or whatever. Because when I look at the language of that area, saying um an effective and conflict-free counselor, the prosecutor can challenge the language. What does it actually mean? And does it mean that in the end, will it prejudice R. Kelly? Meaning, will it hurt him? Would it change the outcome? Could it have changed the outcome? That's when that question um, would really, come into play. Would it have, you know, changed the outcome? So with that being said, let me go and get up out of here. Hopefully I clear it up. So I may start out with a position, but I will get down to it and try to make sure what I'm saying is more factual than not. Because like I said, sometimes it's not going to be one right answer, because people, these attorneys, they're going to pursue different strategies, have different theories. They're going to look at their logic is going to be different. It's a little easier if you have laws. You're dealing with laws and that are plainly stated. It's not too much wiggle room, whatever. When we got laws that's real broad and is left up to interpretation, that's what judges and the attorneys on both sides try to do to make their point, and the judge use it to make her rulings. So with that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed this session. Got kind of a little deep, not real deep, not as deep as I could have got, but hopefully I made it understandable. So with that being said, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Like us up. Like us up. Thanks again to the host, the hostess, and the guests, and everybody else. Thank you for your participation. Thank you for however you participated. I love you. Peace out. Until the next live.